What is up everyone, welcome back to a new exciting VR tutorial where we are going to learn how to quickly set up visual and audio response when interacting with an object using the Affordance system. And at that point, you know the deal, the source code is available on my Patreon if you'd like to support my work and get access to exclusive content like this awesome tutorial where I made ChatGPT powered character in VR. Okay, so here we are in a very simple project. I've already done the VR setup and I have this red cube on top of that table which has the XR grab interactable. And if I click on play, as you can see, I can interact with this cube using my array and even grab it and move it around. So now let's see how we can easily add some visual and auditive response with the new Affordance system. So let me first leave play mode. And the first thing that I want to do is to make sure that I have here Unity XR Interaction Toolkit version above or equal to 2.3. If we go to Windows, Package Manager, as you can see mine is 2.4. And if you don't have it and don't see it in the other version, you can click on the plus button, add package by name, and type unity.xr.interaction.toolkit, and then press enter and it should install it automatically for you. Now, anyway, let's close this window and go back to our cube to use the Affordance system. For this, let's go to Project Windows and search for Interaction Affordance. We can drag this game object under our interactable cube. Now, as you can see, this game object contains a component called XR Interactable Affordance State Provider, which will manage the different visual response that we want. There are some settings to set the transition duration between two visuals and the possibility to ignore some event as well. But as you can see, it needs an interactable source, so let's drag our interactable cube right here. Now we are ready to add any affordance that we want. And by default, if we go to its children, as you can see, we already have one available, the color affordance. So as you can see, it needs a renderer here, so let's drag again our interactable cube. Now how does this work? Now using the Affordance system, based on the type of interaction that we are performing, this component will use here the Affordance theme datum to update our cube. If we double click on it, as you can see, this is a scriptable object that contains for each type of interaction, hovered, select, activate, focus, a different color. And this means that this way we can set here the color that we want our cube to have when we interact with it. So let's see how it works by clicking on play. There you go, the cube is red, and when I point it, it is blue. When I select it, it is orange, and when I release it, it becomes kind of gray, until I select somewhere else. And this shows you all of the different states that there are. So at this point, feel free to customize this as you want. You can change the color, but if I leave play mode, let me show you something more. As you can see, you have here a boolean to say to replace the idle state by the initial color. This is pretty useful in the case that we want to keep the color red by default. Otherwise, if I uncheck it and click on play, as you can see, it takes the default idle color from the color affordance data. Now, in my case, I will leave it enabled. Okay, but what if we want to add audio response now? And good thing is that it is kind of easy as well, because we can add an audio affordance property receiver. For this, let's create an empty child of interaction affordance, call it audio affordance, and add an audio affordance receiver. As you can see, it automatically adds an audio source as well, and what's left is to drag the interaction affordance in the affordance state provider, and then create the affordance theme data. So, to create an affordance data, we can right-click in Project Windows, create Affordance Theme, Audio Affordance Theme, and here we can add anything that we want for any type of interaction. So, for example, let's play an audio when we start hovering the cube. I'm going to click here next to Hovered State, Entered, and select this button pop that I have. Now, if we go back to our audio affordance, we can drag the audio affordance theme scriptable object that we just made, and there you go. Now everything should be ready. Let's click on play to find out. And as you can hear, it is working, guys. As you can see, we can hear a little pop when we start hovering the cube. That's awesome. So we've seen so far how to use the color affordance, the audio affordance, but what about custom type of affordance? And the good thing is that if we leave play mode and go to project, right click, create, affordance theme, as you can see, we have a bunch of different type of affordance system that we can choose from. Now, as a last example, let's create a vector 3 affordance theme that I'm going to rename scale affordance theme. Now let's see how we can use it. Okay, so let's do the same as earlier. Create an empty child of the interaction affordance, rename it scale affordance, and add a vector 3 affordance receiver. We can drag the interaction affordance on the state provider, and for the theme datum, drag our scale affordance theme. Now, in my case, I want the cube to scale up when I hover it and rescale it down when I don't. So if we go to our scale affordance theme, as the default scale of the cube is 0.25, I'm going to set the start value at 0.25 and the end value at 0.25 of all the transition except our hover. Perfect, and the last thing that we need to do is to set up the hover to be higher, so 0.3 for example. So now, when we interact with the cube, it will use this value. But we need to actually do something with it, which is, in our case, set the scale of the cube. So in the affordance receiver, let's click on the plus button here, drag our cube, go to transform local scale, and at the top, there you go. This way, when we will assign this value for our scale, it will use our theme data and set our local scale accordingly. Now let's find out if this works by clicking on play. And there it is, guys. As you can see, it is working. The cube can now scale on top of the audio and color response, and this sums up how to use the affordance system from Unity XR Toolkit. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. A big shout out to my Patreon for supporting my work. And if, like them, you want to have access to the source code and exclusive content, join us. The link is in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.